Welcome to you who are here and have come here tonight, and welcome those of you who are zooming in wherever you are, your kitchen, your living room, whether you're here in the UK or somewhere else. We welcome you. We begin as always with Shalom Aleichem as a way to settle ourselves, allow ourselves to be back here in community together.
Shalom Aleichem, Melechei Hasharet, Melechei Elyon. Mihi Melech, Melechei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ba'ochem l'shalom, Melechei Hashalom, Melechei Elyon. Mihi Melech, Melechei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Melechei Hashalom, Melechei Elyon. Mihi Melech, Melechei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Melechei Hashalom, Melechei Elyon. Mihi Melech, Melechei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
So, Shabbat Shalom. Stand if you're able and you're comfortable as we light candles together on page 75 and properly bring in Shabbat. We shall call Shabbat a delight. These lights we kindle are always a symbol of joy. May their brightness lift our spirits and fill our hearts with happiness and peace.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Lechuna Ranana, page 70. 70.
70.
70.
Sing out to God, the maker of all, sure and strong. Let all of creation from mountain to sea hear our song. Lechuna ranena, lai 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 lai, l'Adonai. Nari
with Shabbat to remind us of this pause in our life. Page 91, Lachadodi. 91. Stay standing if you can. praise you, Eternal One, our God, Sovereign of the universe, whose word brings on the evening, whose wisdom opens heaven's gates, whose understanding changes times and seasons, and whose will sets the stars in their courses in the sky. You make day and night, rolling light away from darkness, and darkness from light. You make day pass and bring on the night, and separate day from night. You rule the hosts of heaven. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv, Aravim, Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha, Ahavta.
Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Ahavta Ahavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadeta Tanu limadeta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbeinu Tumeinu nasiach b'chukecha V'nizmach b'divrei Toratecha U'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed Ki chem chayenu V'orech yameinu Uvachem nege yomam v'layla Nege yomam v'layla Ve'ahavta al tasu Mimeinu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev amo Yisrael Ohev amo Yisrael
Stand, sit, whatever feels right for you as you offer the words of Shema. Next month, we're really thinking about the children in our community and about teaching, learning about what it means to offer prayer. And for this, words of the Shema, not a prayer actually, a piece of Torah that we as Jews over the generations have turned into our prayer, our watchword of faith. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kavod Mahuto Leolam Va'ed Baruch Shem Kavod Mahuto Leolam Va'ed Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kavod Mahuto Leolam Va'ed
Adonai Elohecha, b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol mo'odecha. V'hayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher anochi matzavecha hayom al levavecha. V'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam. V'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'leftecha b'derech. U'v'shopecha u'v'kumecha. U'koshatam la'ot al yadecha. V'hayu letotafot beinenecha. וכתבתם על מוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Let's sit down. אמת ואמונה כל זאת וקיים עלינו, כי הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואין זולתו, ואנחנו ישראל עמו. עבודנו מיד מלאכים, הגואלנו מכף כל הארצים, ויוצא את עמו ישראל ממצרים לחירות עולם, וראו בניו גבורתו, שיבחו והודו לשמו, ומלכותו. ברצון קיבלו עליהם, לך אנו שירה ושמחה רבה, ואמרו כולם.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדע בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל Yisrael. We offer our evening prayer for peace, for a Shabbat Shalom, a structure of peace, that most delicate, fragile of all structures.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, וחמידנו מלכנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, וחמידנו מלכנו לחיים.
ברוך אתה אדוני הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל יושבי תבל. So as we stand for the tefillah, we stand praying particularly for families in Israel, praying particularly for the families who are still waiting, who are waiting desperately, I am sure. The families who are in mourning, who have lost their loved ones through this period of captivity, but the families who are still waiting in that bittersweet hope, and we can only imagine what it does to them and to their loved ones who are doing the waiting. So we hold them very much in our hearts, to be able to hold on to those words, Matir Asurim, who frees the captives, and to use that as our kavanah as we go into the tefillah tonight.
Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svaitai Yitah. Na 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 Ufi Agid. Ufi Agid Tehilateha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svaitai Tika. Na 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 Adonai.
Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Hasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'Mevi Gula Livnei v'Nehem, L'Ma'an Shemo B'Yahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach Magen, Baruch Ata Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ezrat Sarah. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים, אתה רק למשיח. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מזריח השמש ומוריד הטל. מחלקל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך? מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה המתים. קדוש אתה ונורא שמך, ואין לנו אלוהים מבלעדיך, ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. So tonight is not just Shabbat, but the beginning of the last day of Pesach, and I don't know about you, but it feels like it has gone so swiftly this year. Maybe it was just because it feels like we were just together for Komin or Seder, but we really hold in, we're so good, I feel, as Jews, as progressive Jews, at beginning things, and we are less strong about ending things and marking the end. And so some of you will be at shul tomorrow as well. But tonight, for some of us, this might be our last moment of liturgy, of prayer for Pesach, for Passover. So as we go into V'Shamru, and to think, we haven't had a Shabbat within Pesach, this is it. This is it. Normally we have Chol HaMoed, Pesach, the Shabbat in the middle, but because of the way the days have fallen, we finish Pesach with this moment of Shabbat. So bring to it whatever you need to.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, lasot et ha-Shabbat, ledoretam berit olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, lasot et ha-Shabbat, ledoretam berit olam. Beini u'bein b'nei Yisrael, Oti le'olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, lasot et ha-Shabbat, ledoretam berit olam. Ki sheishet yamim asa Adonai, et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, lasot et ha-Shabbat, ledoretam berit olam. U'v'yom hashvi shavat v'yinafash, shavat v'yinafash, shavat v'yinafash. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, lasot et ha-Shabbat, ledoretam berit olam.
Baruch Ata Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. So I'm just adding in this moment of being Shabbat and the end of Pesach. You have given us a special task among the peoples. In your love and favor, you've sanctified us by your commandments, drawn us near to your service, charged us to make known your great and holy name. In your love, Eternal One, our God, you've given us Sabbaths of rest, feasts of joy, seasons of gladness, among them this Shabbat, And this festival of unleavened bread, Chag HaMatzot Hazeh, Zman Cherutenu, the season of our freedom, to unite us in worship and in remembrance of the exodus from Egypt. Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu, Ya'aleh v'Yavor, our God and God of our ancestors, be mindful of us and all your people of this house of Israel. Grant us well-being and blessing, life and peace on this Bayom Chag HaMatzot Hazeh. This day remember us for well-being. Bless us with your presence and grant us continued life. And let us all say together, Amen. So we return to hoping that our prayer and that somehow gathering together as a congregation somehow allows us to benefit and the community as a whole to benefit. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu, I'm back on page 100. B'Amcha Yisrael, u'tefilatam b'Ahava tekabel, u'tehi l'ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael amecha, baruch ata Adonai, she'otecha levadacha b'yera na'avot. Modim anachnu lach, she'ata hu Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu, le'olam va'ed. Sur hayenu, magen yishenu, ata hu l'dor v'dor, nodeh lecha nsapeh tehilatecha, al hayenu hamsirim biyadecha, v'al nishmotenu hapukudot lach, v'al nisecha shebachol yom imanu, v'al niflotecha v'tovotecha shebachol eit erev avokev atzoharayim. Baruch ata Adonai, hatov shimcha, ulacha na'eh lohodot.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Ki ata hu melech adon l'chol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon l'chol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. V'tov beinecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam.
Baruch ata Adonai, Vosei HaShalom. So I wanted to find something that Rabbi Charlie Baginski wrote in the Times this week on behalf of liberal Judaism, but I'm going to share it when we get to Aleinu as a way of thinking about ourselves and how we are involved with the world. But for now, it's an invitation. Tomorrow we will offer Hallel, and as I wrote this week, and I think probably Beverly and Sharon, who think that we were together on the first day of Yom Tov morning when we were all together at Shari Sedek. I shared this, but from Psalm 118, Minha Metza Karatiya Anani B'Merchavia. Just this line that I think is so critical in all of our lives, but actually as we're thinking about us as a people and what Pesach means to us, what the idea of freedom means to us, when we understand ourselves as having been Avadim Hayunu, but Mitzrayim LaPharaoh. We were slaves in Egypt to Pharaoh in Egypt. We have this as our shared narrative, whether you are born into Judaism, whether you choose it, this central idea that we have known hardship and therefore it can inform how we are, both to ourselves and to others. And I'm really struck this year by that invitation from a narrow place. I called to you and I was answered in wide expansiveness of what it means for each one of us, whether it's something as real as illness or grief or disappointment or struggle or suffering. What is it that can allow us to really imagine that freedom is part of our lives? Tomorrow I'm going to talk a little bit more about one person's freedom is another person's oppression, and how we deal with that, and the sensitivity of the decision by the Supreme Court, and what our responsibility is within communities and congregations. But for now, I really invite us to think personally. And I bought the Malachim cards, the Jewish angel cards, that will have one word that maybe will inspire you to think, is this word, is this idea part of the freedom that I need? So Emma, I'm just going to pass you this little bag. I'm going to randomly take one for myself. You are very busy. Yes, you're very busy. So if you just, everyone, help yourself to one of those, and then just hold on to it and see if it speaks to you for how you are seeing freedom this week, and of what coming out of Pesach, coming out of the proverbial narrow spot, tsar meaning narrow, can mean to you tonight. So take your card, sit with it a little bit before we finish the tefillah together. Apologies for those of you online. I can't supply you with the card, but you could just think in your life, what is the word, what is the emotion that might help me access freedom this week? Sorry, Emma, I didn't mean you to I meant you to just give them to your neighbour who would then pass them. No, very nice. It's like waitress service of your angel cards.
You've done it. I'm not picking them up.
I've got one. So just sit with your card. Sit with it even when Natasha brings us back into Yehula Ratzon. Allow those words to accompany you. Our meditation is acceptable.
Yehula Ratzon Imrei fi V'hegyon libi lefanecha Adonai tzori Adonai tzori v'gali Oh, say shalom, shalom b'mromav. Oh, yeah, say shalom aleinu. Thou kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oh, yeah, say shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Amen. Oh, Shalom Imroma, Uyase Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael.
Thank you, Natasha. Hold on to your card. We're going to share it at the end of the service. We're going to go now straight to Aleinu, Ein Od, on page 520. I always feel on Good Friday, this is what it feels like in Israel, to have a day off before you get to shul. Whereas normally all of us are running from tasks from work. So I feel it's our tiny taste of what it is to live in Israel. So I just want to share Charlie's words this week. We know that quite a strong constituency of the Board of Deputies signed a very powerful letter that was in the Times this week. And Rabbi Charlie Baginski was invited to comment on it. And I think the comment really comes from a place, and I don't know if some of you read in London Jewish News last week, an extraordinary article written by the head of London School of Jewish Studies, which we know is a very orthodox institution, who wrote about the soul of Judaism we are nurturing the soul of Judaism when we critique decisions and strategies made by the Israeli government that feel like it's at odds with the soul of Judaism and indeed the soul of Israel. So I just want to share her words. Obviously, we are an Erev Rav in this congregation, which is exactly what is described as the people that came out of Egypt. We are a mixed multitude, full with diverse views and opinions and perspectives. And so I offer one that will appeal and feel natural for some of us and not others. And I think that is our strength, that we manage to hold each other in our differences. So Rabbi Charlie Baginski wrote this week, "We are afraid, not just for Israel's future, but for Judaism itself. What becomes of our tradition if it is captured by messianic extremism, by racism disguised as religion, by power without principle? If the current trajectory continues, if Jewish supremacy becomes policy, then Judaism itself may become and may be perceived to have become synonymous with oppression." And many have responded to that statement saying, that is why we need liberal, reform, progressive Judaism. So maybe that tallies with where you're at, maybe it doesn't. Either way, we take our responsibility to go ahead into Aleinu, into the prayer that really makes us look front and center the future we are creating, with hopefulness that our own religion, our Judaism, will permeate and will infuse and inspire that future. Aleinu l'shabach, it is upon us to praise.
עלינו לשבח לדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, אשר שם חלקנו לייחד את שמו, ונורא עלינו להמליך מהותו. אין עוד, 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 אין עוד. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך
למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. So we turn now to Kaddish and to those who are mourning deaths and marking yahrzeits in our congregation. We think particularly of the mother of A.C. Baker and A.C.'s brother Jeremy, Maureen Ann Butcher, who died this week or perhaps right at the end of last week. We really extend so much condolence and comfort to you, A.C. I don't know if A.C. is online tonight. And we wish you a long life, strong heart, as we remember your mother. Zichrona Levracha, may her memory be for a blessing. We turn also to the yahrzeits that fall this Shabbat. Alfred Lamb, father of Vera Meyer and grandfather of Paul Silvermeyer. Of Barbara Golding, mother of John Golding and mother-in-law of Robin Heller. Of Charles Rappaport, father of Anne Andrews. Of Harry Karstadt, father of Philip Karstadt. Marianne Siegel, mother of Joyce Lucas. Of Mark Mendoza, father of Jane Mellons. Of Peter Liebman, brother of Sheila Lyon. Of Stena Wolf, great aunt of Barry Kafka, great aunt Natasha. And of also Hannah Helmson, friend of Molly, who streams in from Chicago. Zichronam Levracha, may their memories be for a blessing, and may those who remember and recall their loved one be comforted just a little in their loss, as we say the words of Kaddish together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yamad yivrach yotei v'yamlich malchutei, v'hayachon v'yomechon, v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, v'agala b'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevorach le'olam amen amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yinaseh. V'yitadal v'yitalei v'talam shemei kedusha b'richu. Leila min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbahata v'nechemata. Da'amiram yamah v'imru amen. Yehei shama Rabbah min shamayim. V'chayim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael. V'imru amen. Osei shalom v'imroma. V'yasei shalom. Aleinu v'yakol Yisrael. V'yakol b'nei Adam. V'imru amen. So, everyone share your card that is helping you access freedom. We'll do that and give Natasha a moment to decide what would be a perfect thing to finish. So anyone would like to tell me? If you don't want to, that's fine. Anyone over this end of the room?
I had
My
wholeness.
chair.
I had wholeness. I've lost my card. I'll find it. So I'm incomplete because I've lost my card.
Wholeness, helping you, yeah. And Beverly, our chair, is going on holiday almost next week, the week after. So much deserved, much needed, and maybe that will be your release, your freedom, and the wholeness that you desire and need. Anyone else got a card they want to share?
Devotion.
Devotion?
Devotion.
Oh, yeah. Wow, you're devoted to a lot of things and people, aren't you, Jane?
I've got enjoyment,
Oh,
so I shall enjoy my wife's devotion.
we wish you well. Anyone else this side of the room? Michael.
I've got memory and I'm filled with them tonight, so.
Yeah, that's lovely. Yeah. Paul.
I've got shock laughter, and it's, as you probably know, it's a picture of an old lady without any teeth, with an endearing smile, and it just made me think of someone else who had no teeth, and that was when Jake was a baby, and a few months old, and he just had this ability of freedom. We talked about freedom before, so this freedom to laugh and to see the world in such a happy way.
Yeah. It's a nice memory. Anyone else before we move? Leslie? No? Bobby?
I had growth, and I don't think it's just from Beverly's cooking. the difficult situations we can wear I've never done before, so that's growth, isn't it?
Oh, it really is. It really is. It's so nice when we surprise ourselves, right? Anyone here want to share their card? Paul, if we go from back. Life. I am.
Most appropriate.
Most appropriate. I like that. Golda, you want to?
Vision.
Vision. Vision. Vision. Seeing.
Maar because I'm telling more vision.
That's so true.
The field. At certain field. I can't see the field.
Yeah.
Be connected with ourselves.
Yeah, yeah, connected with God and being able to see, and there's pictures of food on that card, absolutely. So being able to see, yeah, and I'm sure that's true, that your vision is more heightened, yeah. Anyone next to Paul?
Mine's home. Sometimes home brings freedom and sometimes freedom is outside the home to enable us to return to freedom within the home. So
That's
that's
very
what that
true.
makes me think of.
Yeah, and caring for kittens in your home. Yeah, yeah, that's nice. Elijah, Ian.
Okay. So yeah, I had Emuna faith, and it really follows on from what you were saying earlier about what Rabbi Baczynski was saying, and it brings me back to Israel, and there was a very famous singer in the 1960s, 70s called Arik Einstein. Some of you may have heard of him, and he created an album called Aretz Israel Hayashna Tova, good old Aretz Israel.
Right.
And among certain groups of people, it's like we want to go back to Aretz Israel Hayashna Tova, where as we said in prayers, the faith of our founding fathers.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, thanks, Ian. Emma?
I've got a foundation, which is quite an interesting card for me this week. Thinking about where I've come from with my Judaism, my thoughts on Israel, and Charlie's letter.
Thanks, Emma. Tash?
I got comfort, which I think ties into when you're saying about freedom, and one person's freedom is another person's not, and so that kind of idea was sort of playing in my mind. But really, weirdly, the Hebrew is Nechama, and I had no idea, but that's my Hebrew name.
Wow.
It is, yeah.
Wow.
So I didn't know that my Hebrew name meant comfort.
You do bring comfort. A lot with your voice. It's really nice.
Maybe not tonight.
Really nice. What are we going to finish with?
So, kind of the themes of what you were talking about kind of made me think of a song where the English means you and I shall change the world and everyone will join us. It's been said before, but you and I will change the world. And these words were actually written by Eric Einstein, and then amazingly you brought the singer up.
So we're having
So
a bit
it
of Eric
feels
Einstein tonight, which I
very
think
thematic.
might be in the Siddur,
Is
but
it? I don't know.
I mean, we could be here a long time if I look through the Siddur, right?
So it's called Ani Ve'ata, if you would like to try and look through the Siddur. I have no idea if it's in the Siddur.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
All right, lead us.
But if you find it, shout out the page
Yeah.
number. אני ואתה נשנה את העולם. אני ואתה אז יבואו כבר כולם. אמרו את זה קודם לפניי, זה לא משנה. אני ואתה נשנה את העולם. אני ואתה נעשה מחד חלה. יהיה לנו רע, אין דבר זה לא נורא. אמרו את זה קודם לפניי, זה לא משנה. אני ואתה נשנה את העולם. ואתה נשנה את העולם.
Beautiful. Just the right words of comfort. Thank you so much, Tash. So we're going to go to Kiddush. We're going to offer festival Kiddush, Shabbat Kiddush. We'll do it all. So as always, if we just try and put our chairs to the side or into the cupboard. Yes. Here is the pan.
Cheers, Josie. I'll see you in the morning. Oh, no.